Hey, what's going on? Um, Here's a dollar. Looks like today we got smacked back by the 34 SMA. Um, you can see the reverse head and shoulders possibly forming underneath the 34 SMA. Look for maybe a U coming back into support, hitting that EMA 8. We are working with higher lows. We got an AB bottom. Price is in a pinch now. I saw someone say, yeah, look for price to go back into the 95 area, and that seems practical if if it wants to go back that far. But we got support here. We got support here. Um, we got a double bottom here, actually. One, two, triple bottom almost. So we got support where we're at. We got the major support coming up. Let's look at a weekly. It looks like we finished the week on a bullish encompassing higher lows all the way across. It looks like it's wanting to go across there, but the daily got pushed back pretty hard. So it might need to consolidate after last week's push. But all in all, once it got pushed back, I think we saw a bounce in the precious metals, so that was good for us. S&P. Let's see how all those reversal candles are working out for us. Not quite. We are working with lower highs as we speak, but we got higher lows coming up across. So looks like we're in a pattern. So what we need to do is trade outside the pattern. Not much of a pattern going on yet, but it is in a pattern. We got opposing points on both sides, up and down. So price is in a pinch. It's also between the 8 and the 34. Right now it's bullish on the daily chart. Lots of reversal bars on the daily. Let's take care of these. On a weekly chart, we're working with a double top. We are bouncing off the 8 support, so this double top needs to be taken out to stay bullish. Otherwise, through time, it will fall apart. So we'll see what happens. So basically, on a weekly chart, we have a double top and we have support. So price is still in a pinch. Month is closing out soon. Let's see how we fare. So far, it's just a spinning top. Well above support, though. Let's move on to the 10-year yield. Got pushed back pretty hard today. And let's see. What I'm looking at on a daily chart is two opposing points here, making this a whipsaw. Closing below the EMA 8 on a daily, coming all the way back into support. Could be one of those throwbacks. One of those, what you call it, bullish moves. And then a pushback. I can't think of the right word. But we certainly were in a pattern. Busted out of the pattern and came back into the pattern. Back into support. Let me see if we can gather its legs. It's one of those breakouts and then pullbacks. Major pullback. So it looked like it broke out, but then it came all the way back in to the pattern. So In other words, we're trading the pattern still. If this doesn't recover, it could be a whipsaw and then come crashing back down. But false breakout. But a lot of times, what I mean is, that breaks out and then someone jumps on the bid and scares everybody out of their long positions, gathers up all that they can, and then they jump on the ask and then they move it forward, the asking price. So that's my initial thoughts on this, because of all, I mean, that's a bottom pattern, that's a bullish bottom pattern. Got higher lows, it did break out, but now it's back in. So let's watch for price breaking above 1.6 to continue bullish. But right now it got pushed back all the way into support. There's that pattern. It's pretty tight. Pretty tight pattern. So what happened here? Why did it get pushed back? It failed to go into previous lows. On a weekly chart, it came all the way back into support. We are working higher lows all the way across with a flat top break. It's got to break above 160 to continue in this bullish. I guess another way of looking at it is you might have a bearish flag here, a tight bullish flag, and it failed to break into previous lows, so you got to push back pretty hard. So that could be the start of a bearish continuation. That looks like a nice hammer over support. So in my final thoughts, let's make sure that this candle right here is confirmed either on the downside or on the upside. This hammer. So there we go. Let's see what's happening on the monthly. This investors.com is handy to get some free quotes, but it's very clunky. Looks like on a monthly chart we got a 3-bar pattern. It needs to close above 160 to confirm this, but looks like we've reached a bottom, but it's being knocked back, breaking into previous lows. So again, this candle needs to be confirmed, up or down. Usually spinning tops on a bottom are continuation patterns. So we'll see. It's taking forever, that's for sure. Deutsche Bank looks like it's fallen below. I remember mentioning that Deutsche Bank had after hours Friday moved it well above 14, but today it moved all the way back below the close for Friday. Came back into support, bounced. Definitely bearish on this thing. I mean, I don't even know why it exists. It should. The balance sheet on this thing is terrible. Something like $75 trillion in derivatives. If you think about it, the GDP of America for a year is like 13 trillion, and these guys have $75 trillion in derivative debt. It's just ridiculous. We are bullish on a double bottom, but it looks like it's rolling over as it hasn't had any kind of upwards. It needs to break a previous high. 1475 is needs to break into previous lows, breaking this previous high, confirming this double bottom. But we do have a double bottom until it's taken out, so could happen in a flash. 1250 is the double bottom breakdown. Yeah, the weekly we have a nice hammer, and that needs to be taken out. It's trying to break into previous lows. Consolidation sideways, could be gathering its legs for a move upwards. But all in all, it's bearish for me. I don't care what it does. The German bond, let's see, did we get out of zero yet? No. Looks like it pushed up, gapped up, and no. Let's see how we opened. Yeah, gapped up, came all the way back in, made a lower high to close the day out on a 60-minute. Close above support though. It's getting closer and closer to that zero mark. Poor kids. So the daily, we got a push outside of the pattern. We did close with a reversal bar. I'm going to say that that's bullish. See if they can get up to zero by the end of the month. So there's our pattern. It's broken outside of the pattern. So, in other words, it's bullish from here, but not much of a breakout as it got pushed back right away. Maybe it's trying to close this gap over here. We'll see. Right now it's bullish. EMA 8 and 13 are below the 34 though. But you can see how that price pinch just got it moving outside of the pattern. But we also do have 1, 2, 3 whipsaws, but held all the way down, all the way across, came back into the pattern, broke out one more time, confirming, I thought that was a hammer, that's not a hammer. Gapped above previous high. It's bullish. It's bullish. It's got a bullish pattern. It's got a bullish breakout. Looks like it came back in. That means it's a bullish retracement. The throwback. German bond is bullish. Maybe we can get above zero here shortly. Japanese bond. Looks like it closed with the falling star. So we'll see what happens if that's really a falling star, because it is still above support. It needs to break into previous highs, bust out below previous lows. So this candle needs to be confirmed on the downside as a falling star. But had a nice move, and it's got that U-shaped consolidation pattern that is pretty familiar. But I could do one of these U patterns and just break down, so we'll see what happens. Crude. Looks like crude is trying to consolidate. Before it moves higher again. Nice move here, coming back into support one more time. It needs to break above that downtrend. It's having some trouble, but it broke out, of its downtrend coming back into support. So look for previous high break at 48.47 as this thing will turn around and come back up. Let's see on a shorter term. 5 hour doesn't look good, but we do have a double bottom. Already tried to go above. It's having some trouble. See if it can hold 46.63. That might be an inverted hammer if it can break above. But previous low 46.64, 63. We got bottoms here. It could be a watch out below on crude if it breaks that point. But right now it is looking like a double bottom on the 5 hour chart, short-term chart. Monthly, let's see how crude is closing on a month. I know the monthly needs a lot of help. Yeah, we got a double, we're working that double bottom forever. Now we got a bullish piercing pattern. Wow, didn't see that coming. We got a bullish piercing pattern on the monthly chart. If it can close up here in this area, bullish piercing pattern, it opens down and then moves into and above 50% of the previous candle, making it a bullish piercing pattern. We need to break, well, to confirm a bullish piercing pattern, we need to close 50% of the candle, so that's working out just fine if it doesn't fall apart in the next couple days. But breaking 50 is the previous high break. 50 will get you 60. So there you go. Let's look at gold. Gold had a bounce. We got a higher low. The daily's still not out of the woods as we are below the EMA 8. The EMA 8 and the 13 are below the trend. That consolidation pattern broke down, so it needs to gather its legs one more time. It could take forever, I'm afraid. But anything could happen. The weekly chart looks like we got that bounce. It needs to do better than that though. It would be awesome to close above previous high, but we are closing above this previous high, working on a higher low double bottom now. For the week, this I guess if it closed right here for the week, that would be a bullish harami. So that's what we're working with. We got a bounce. So far we're working inside of the previous candle. Breaking above previous high 1340 would be awesome for the week. As far as the month goes, we got a higher low still. And we're working with a double top though. That needs to be taken out. But the previous candle has not been confirmed yet. So this double top is hanging on a thread if this previous low can hold for the month, which is $13.13. It's only $13 off. So cross your fingers. We've got two days left for the month. Silver. For some reason I thought silver was doing better than this. What am I on? Oh, I'm on a 60-minute, that's why. Let's go to the daily. Looks like we got an inverted hammer for a bottom. We need to confirm that inverted hammer by breaking the top here at 18 and 19, which is previous candle break and above previous lows, which is EMA 13. We're just about above the EMA 8. nice. It opened down too. I remember that last night, in the middle of the night. I was like, oh well, I guess nothing to worry about. It's going down. But it recovered very nicely. It broke into previous lows, got stopped out, closing near its highs. So that's good. Better to close at the highs though. Oh, maybe we can get a bullish piercing pattern after this week is done. There's another bullish piercing pattern. Opening down, closing above 50% of the previous candle. Hopefully, that would be pretty nice. So far, so good. We are below resistance though. We need to break into previous lows. This top. Closing above the EMA 8 for the week would be awesome. Always want to close above that EMA 8 on a weekly chart. Monthly, looks like it's just a huge bullish retracement, bouncing off previous lows. The EMA 8 and next the EMA 13 is crossing over the 34 SMA. I wouldn't put past the chart to show prices coming back into the 8 and the 13 as they cross over the 34. That would be the ultimate bullish retracement, and your best buy is buying into support. But all in all, I really hope it just stays up here as a high level consolidation. Let's keep going. Copper. See if there's any recovery on copper. It looks like we got a little bit of a bottom, but it's got a lot of work to do after it got crushed. V bottoms usually don't mean anything. It'll probably go up into resistance and then make an opposing point and gather its legs. Yeah, I got slaughtered. It's still on an upward trend though, as the weekly chart here shows. It bounced where it needed to, obviously. Looks good as long as it can hold. If it doesn't want to hold, we got previous low breaks to watch out for. But right now it's got an upward trend line. Not very steep on the upward side, but it is on the upward slope. We want to be careful that this is not a bearish retracement, as the 8 and the 13 cross over the 34 on the downside, making this a bearish retracement. But so far it's holding, it's on a trend upwards, and we'll see if the month holds. Let's take a look at the weekly. That's the weekly. Let's take a look at the monthly. The monthly copper has always been in trouble, and it just looks like it's met more trouble. It needs to hold that line. If it doesn't hold that line, it could be disastrous for copper. Need to break into previous lows, which is right here, this previous low here, 223, and we need to close on a weekly chart upwards into the previous lows. Get ourselves into this area up here. Right now we're in bearish territory, but as I said, it's holding the line. I had a request for GSS, KNT, AXU, and EMXX. For some reason, my cheap data feed from Ameritrade is not picking up KNT, so let's look at that. I'm familiar with KNT, I just don't get any quotes on my data feed. Here's the daily. You can see it cross. You can see the bearish retracement on a daily. Pretty obvious. V bottom, bearish retracement. It needs to make an opposing point and hopefully gather its legs. Otherwise, watch out below if it breaks down. That, I know this is a new issue too, so it's, wow, nice nice doji right there on a weekly chart. Doji. So it opened up and closing in so far for the week. That means it's a bearish piercing pattern. But that's a pretty nice reversal bar. If this week it can close above the high-low here, or the open close. So nice, nice run out of the gates, but it came all the way back down, back into support, previous low or previous high, bounced, closed the week off, making this nice long, wicked-looking doji. And for the week so far, it's making a bearish piercing pattern, but we got 4 days to go for the week. Hopefully, the price needs to close above this open close of the previous week. Pretty nice bounce. Watch out for this reversal bar here. That needs to be taken out on the upside. It'd be nice to close above previous high, which is $2. Alright, so hang on one sec. So here we have AXU, Alexco Resources Corp, I guess. I don't know. I had this on my watch list, so I've been watching it as well. But it's doing much of the same as everything else, obviously. Other than the fact that it held support while everything else was going down. We got a reversal bar on the 5-day chart. This is my 8-day chart. It's got bullish OBV. We got a reversal bar so far for these last 5 days. Monthly, it's holding above support. It needs to break previous high. Let's just do that. And set a course. Set my alert. My computer's way slow. Come on, where are you? There you are. Gotta do a reboot. Hopefully I can get through this video. That would suck. Okay, so I set my alert. There's where we need to be. It is above support, but breaking previous highs would be where I would want to get back in. Using a break above, and then maybe look for a throwback into support. That would be your best buy. Otherwise, 60 minutes. I'm actually using a 55-minute, which is a Fibonacci number. Just so you know that your 60-minute chart's probably not looking like mine, but it's not too far off. We got previous lows holding. It's above our support levels. It looks like we got a just follow the ball, right? Look for previous high breaks at 194. Looks pretty nice. Looks like a nice consolidation effort on the 5-hour chart. So AXU looks good. Just need a little patience on the upside. And one thing I neglected to mention yesterday on this Medved is these pressure bars. Now these pressure bars, not sure exactly how they come forward, but I believe it's on the level 2 um, bid and ask amount. So if, like for instance, this is green. So on the intraday level 2, it looks like you have bid support, which makes the pressure bar green. Now, I may be wrong on that, but that's how I interpret those pressure bars. Um, so pretty cool. Instead of looking at level 2 all day, um, pricing, market action, you can look at these pressure bars to tell you there's more people buying at the ask than there is bid support, or vice versa. I don't know if that made sense or not, but pressure on this is up on the close. But those pressure bars change on an instant. If someone, basically, you got bid support on your level 2. That's my interpretation on that green bar. So let's go to AXU. Let's go to EMX X. Let's find it. Actually, I can just go here and just type in my dealio. Okay, so there's pressure bars on EMXX. It looks like it closed. I guess don't pay attention to the pressure bars as the market's closed. Looks like 5-hour charts consolidating. We got a inverted hammer on the 5-hour chart. We got a regular hammer. That's nice. On the 60-minute chart, we got a higher low working. It needs to break into previous lows. Looks like price is in a pinch, huh? So I would suggest watching a break above this hammer, or looks like an after hours trading on AXU. Or breaking previous highs. It's too hard to tell. It could come back into support or level off and do some sideways action. You got support from previous lows, which are previous highs, which is our EMA 8 on the weekly. Can't seem to make those lines straight anymore. So we got support. It needs to gather its legs. I would hold off unless you're wanting to get in on the lows. For me, I would wait until this pattern completes on the 5-hour chart, maybe bust above the 34 on a 5-hour chart. On a weekly chart, we do have negative OBV, but looks like we got a churn. I would look for OBV to break this previous high. Can't really make that line straight, but you catch my drift. Look for OBV to break that previous high, making a chart pattern break. Looks like we got a bullish pattern on the IFT. Inverse transfer, Fisher transform, inverse whatever RSI. Running into support. I don't know. For me, I would wait until previous highs are broken. It's too hard to tell until that happens, which is right around 140. But you are in a pattern now. High level consolidation, hopefully. So let's go to one more, the GSS. And then we'll finalize with GDX. No. Where are you? Computer's real slow. I'm going to do a reboot. There you are. Oh. Forget it. There we go. Looks like I had some trouble today to close. It's below averages. Look out below. Yeah, we closed the week out below the... Well, it needs a lot of work. I set my alert for the 84 and across above that previous high. I always want to use previous highs as my support, and you can see on the monthly that previous high is much important. We are in support still on a monthly chart, long-term chart, but it looks like the 5-day and the 8 days weekly chart and the 5-day are having some trouble still. Anything can happen. OBV is negative. We want to get above 0. So for me, I don't mess around unless I got support. We got support all the way down here, but why would you buy it up here and wish you had support down here? I'm going to wait until it crosses 84 and above. And then always on anything, we have emotional spots on the chart, which is $1, $1. So I would buy the break at 84, maybe sell into resistance at 1, find out where it wants to go. If it closes above 1 for any number of days or hours, it depends on what your tolerance is, then I would jump back in. But buy into support, sell into resistance. I want to see this thing go above my resistance, come back into support, or keep going and break previous highs. But we need to close above previous highs here for any kind of action. It's still hanging in there though. I mean it had such a good move that it broke all the way back in, and now it wants to go lower. I'm not sure if I would just wait and see what happens, because on a monthly chart, long term, that breaking that 84 spot, you only have one more spot to break, and it's correlating with this previous low. So breaking above that spot, breaking into previous lows, would be a better buy than where we're at now. And that's just the way I would play it. And you got minimal support on the way down. And it broke here. Oh, no, it's hanging in there. Closed on its low. It needs to hold first and foremost, but I would wait until it broke previous highs into previous lows. The same as the one we talked about that I said I was going to buy. That Nevada Corp or something. Nevada Exploration. See, we broke previous highs, so I went ahead and bought it. So now I have support. I have support at previous high. And all we need to do is take out 60. 61 and a half. But whatever. I might sell into 60, take my profits, wait and see what it wants to do, and then buy the break on the ultimate high breakout on this one. On this one, I'm not sure what's going to happen when it gets to 60, but the way it's acting, I'm thinking 60 is going to be blown out, but we'll see. For the week, so far, what was the ending? Oh, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. Let's change this to a weekly chart. Here we go. I'm looking for a bullish volume breakout too. So this is my, I believe, 13-day moving average on the volume. So that's a 2-week volume average, and I want volume breakouts. And for the week, it's almost above. So we had some good volume today. Let's change this to a daily. Yeah, looks like Friday and today we both had very good volume on this thing. So we have a volume daily breakout. You can see the OBV just pumped up. On a daily chart, you can see how it oversold, turned into overbought. Oh, what is it? The other way around, isn't it? Yeah, overbought, oversold. I had it reversed. So then it reversed, and that negative 0.5 is when this inverse transform moves above there. We got a little oversold action, but this can stay pinned up here for a very long time, so that's what I'm looking for. So I don't know if anyone bought this, but I did, and I'm gonna wait and see what happens when it wants to get near the all-time highs, which is 61 something something something. I don't know exactly. Let's just call it 61. But 5-day chart breakout, daily chart breakout, and all we're doing is waiting for that. Oh, there's that high. That's much better. 60 is a break. That doesn't make sense. Let's just call it 60. So it's almost there. I'm thinking that it's going to blow it out. The way this thing is, we got volume breakouts, much more volume than we had at this initial high. So it's pumping up. It's got lower highs all the way up. Previous high break, that's a bullish pattern. So anyways, don't be mad at me if this thing falls apart, but that's what I bought. And I hesitate to tell anyone who I buy anymore because I trade differently. So that's it, guys. Appreciate all your comments. Like I said, this is my busy time of the year, so I got to prepare for my winter months, which are very, very, very slow. And we'll have plenty of time to do charting in the winter, I bet, because there won't be anything else to do. So that's it. Donate if you can. I got a little button, PayPal donation button on my channel. Thanks for the comments again, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.